testing out putting you on the ground here just to see if you can actually see me or if you can't. I think I just put it next to a piece of wow. Terrible discernment on my part. I am currently in the Queen Anne neighborhood of Seattle, which means I'm not walking near any campuses today for my video. I guess you could sort of say that I'm somewhat near the Expedia Group campus, but that's more of the Myrtle Edwards area. So yeah, no campuses today, just a very beautiful and expensive neighborhood. I wanted to, other than walk in a different neighborhood that's known for their pretty pricey real estate, I just wanted to talk about success. Because to everybody it looks different, right? Everyone has their own definition, including me, and it makes for really good conversation. And so I just wanted to basically go through 4 things that to me make a successful person. And there's no one size fits all, obviously. However, maybe some of these things will also resonate with you. Maybe I'll miss some. Let me know in the comments. But here are the things that I see in the successful people that I interact with on a daily basis, starting with they're always learning, or they want to learn. I have never met a successful person with an idle mind. Even the ones that we may not like, who are known pretty well in the media, they are always learning. They're always learning something new, and it's not necessarily college grade learning, right? There are plenty of people in this world who stop learning after school is done, whether that's high school or college. However, all the successful people that I know make it a point to learn something new every day or every week, or they have a thirst and a hunger to learn more. And I think that's kind of something that sets them apart from the rest of the population. So the first one, like I said, they're always learning, always wanting to learn, and that's a really good thing to display when it comes to one's personality and in being successful. I feel like in my own case, wanting to learn and always having that thirst has helped me to become a more well-rounded and successful person. And I'm not even where I want to be yet. Number 2, they make mistakes and they fail often. I don't know a single person who is successful who has not failed in some way, because at least in my case, trial and error is the best teacher. These people, the people who fail often and who aren't afraid to fail, are the people that I would want to learn from, because they've learned all of the lessons for you. They're literally a primary source for where you want to be in life. If you have a mentor who hasn't failed, I would be worried. I would want my mentor to have failed a ton, because not only does it show that they've tried every avenue and seen it through, but it also shows that they have perseverance to not quit just because something's not easy. And to me, that makes a person successful, whether you win or not. The third thing that in my mind makes a person successful is something that I really admire, and that's the fact that they give credit where credit is due. There's lots of people here today, I'm sure you can name a few, who don't like to give people credit. There are people who take credit, they steal intellectual property, and that's just another way of getting to your destination as quick as possible. I think that the least ethical way to become successful is off the backs of other people. Sure, maybe you know when to work in a group and when to do things on your own. However, being able to give credit is what sets successful people apart from everybody else, because they understand their role as well as other people's role, and they know when to decipher or when to call in for that help. To me, that shows success, because not only are you able to delegate based off of other people's strengths, it shows that you have leadership and teamwork potential as well. And I think that's admirable. I feel like people who have reached success definitely know when to give credit, when to take credit, and they're always humble when it comes to it, the ones that I've met. But to me, all the successful people that I've met have had that quality, and that makes me want to have that quality as well, because it is an inspiration. And the fourth thing that sets successful people apart, the fourth thing that makes a successful person is the fact that they're always too freaking busy for you. I admire the drive of successful people. And this is something that I still feel like I need to work on. Am I always busy? No. I think I'm pretty busy lately, especially. However, I find myself to be in slumps at times or not feeling like doing something, not wanting to lock in, not wanting to isolate in order to get my goals done. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to focus on yourself and to isolate when needed. It's not easy to keep an active calendar while also being efficient with your time. And so with that in mind, I like to try to just remember that if I want to get to a certain place in life, then I have to make some sacrifices that I might not want to, right? I have to do some things that I'm not necessarily thrilled about in order to get to where I want to go. And while that is not my favorite thought in the world, it has worked for me thus far. And I don't subscribe to the idea that you should always be productive, because to me that's a little bit toxic and that's the quickest route to burnout, right? And we want to avoid that. And because I'm very prone to burnout, I like to try to use practical ways. Time blocking is my key to success. And while I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, I'm not quite there yet. I feel that being busy is definitely a great way to get there. Being busy with your goals, making sure that you're tracking and going towards your goals. That to me is a great way to become successful. And to everybody, like I said, it looks different. But those are the 4 things that I see in the successful people that inspire me. They're always busy, always learning. They make mistakes and they're not afraid to make mistakes. They have failed so many times. They can write a book about how much they have failed. And lastly, they give credit where credit is due, which to me is a gem of a personality trait. So those are the 4 things that make a successful person. Those are the 4 things that I have picked up on when it comes to the successful people in my life, and things that I also want to emulate in order to become my most successful self. I want to know in the comments below, what are some things that you guys see in successful people? What to you makes someone successful? It could very well be different from mine, or you could have some overlap. But either way, let me know in the comments. I would love to discuss it with you down there, and I will see you all in the next video.